The champagne from the World Series celebration hasn't even dried yet, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are already making moves that could reshape the entire landscape of Major League Baseball. If you think winning back-to-back championships means this organization is taking their foot off the gas, you couldn't be more wrong. Before we dive into the breaking news coming out of Los Angeles, do me a favor and drop a like, hit subscribe, because what I'm about to reveal about the Dodgers' offseason plans is absolutely massive. Emergency meetings have been held, massive contracts are being negotiated, and Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto are directly involved in recruitment decisions. Stay with me because the Dodgers aren't just defending their title, they're building something that could dominate baseball for the next decade. Immediately after the World Series victory parade, controversy erupted when veteran journalist Jon Heyman made comments that sent shockwaves through the baseball world. He claimed the Dodgers won with money, suggesting they controlled MLB through abundant financial power by recruiting all the best players. He criticized this approach as unfair to other teams, especially those with limited financial resources. His main evidence was the Dodgers' massive spending spree in recent years, highlighted by Shohei Ohtani's unprecedented $700 million contract over 10 years. That mega deal became symbolic of what critics call the Dodgers' strategy of simply buying championships. But Dave Roberts fired back immediately, strongly refuting these claims in a media interview and completely dismissing the notion that money alone explains their success. "We don't just throw money around," Roberts said firmly. "We assess our opponents and assemble the pieces that best suit our team. That's where true strength lies." He continued by pointing out that many teams have money, but few know how to use it properly. "We don't just buy star players. We've built a fundamentally sustainable system for scouting, development, and creating a championship locker room culture." Roberts emphasized that the Dodgers' success is not a coincidence, but the result of long-term vision, with the acquisition and development of Japanese players being a critical element of that strategy. But Roberts didn't stop there. In the same interview, he made a shocking announcement that the Dodgers have no intention of slowing down. He vowed to give everything in this year's winter market and revealed that the team's leadership had already met to make aggressive decisions. "We're currently targeting 3 free agents in the market," Roberts said. An emergency meeting was held immediately after the victory parade, attended by team executives, ownership, and key players including Ohtani and Yamamoto. The purpose was to announce the team's plans for the upcoming free agent market and to review a list of roster moves that needed to be made. President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman opened the meeting by naming 3 specific positions. The team was targeting and urging everyone to move quickly. "We've had a great season, but we can't let our guard down if we want to maintain this position," Friedman said. "There are still some gaps that need to be fixed. If we leave them unaddressed, we'll be vulnerable next season." The first weakness he identified was the closer position, which holds the key to tense ninth-inning situations. While Roki Sasaki had an impressive rookie season, Friedman emphasized that putting all the pressure on one young player is unfair and unsustainable. "Sasaki has done a tremendous job," Friedman acknowledged. "However, he cannot carry that weight alone in the late innings. We need an experienced closer who can withstand any pressure situation." His top target for this role is Edwin Diaz of the New York Mets, who opted out of his contract after the 2025 season. Friedman reportedly had very positive discussions with Diaz's camp and has offered a 4-year contract worth $88 million. The deal includes performance incentives and a club option for a 5th year, balancing risk and reward while giving the Dodgers future flexibility. Diaz's first public comments after negotiations were telling. "I watched the Dodgers all last season," he said. "The way they played, the way they won, their performance in the World Series was truly inspiring. I want to be part of that culture. I want to join a team that fights for its teammates." With both parties now in agreement, the official contract is expected to be signed within days. This acquisition brings immediate strategic benefits to the Dodgers by reducing the burden on young players, strengthening the bullpen with a proven veteran, and increasing stability in crucial late-inning situations. The second weakness Friedman identified was the middle infield, specifically the need for a player who provides both defensive excellence and offensive production. While the current roster is deep, Friedman analyzed that they lack the kind of solid defense and game-changing offensive ability they need from that position. His target is Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays, who Friedman praised as the jewel of Toronto's lineup. Despite some injury-plagued seasons, Bichette has maintained consistent performance, recording over 175 hits in 4 of the last 5 seasons. "He plays with a never-give-up mentality," Friedman emphasized. "He will be the new heart of our team, bringing much-needed energy and stability."
The third and final position Friedman targeted was the outfield, which has traditionally been a Dodgers' strength but is beginning to show instability. The team needs a top-tier outfielder who can consistently hit and make an immediate impact. His primary target is Kyle Tucker of the Chicago Cubs, who has been an MVP candidate in recent years. Tucker has an all-around record of 30 or more home runs per season, 100 RBIs annually, and a career .296 batting average. Tucker is a player we can rely on in any situation, Friedman said. He's tough, versatile, and has a winning mentality. Adding Tucker would give the Dodgers another elite bat in their already dangerous lineup. What makes this offseason strategy particularly fascinating is the direct involvement of Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto in the recruitment process. According to sources inside the organization, both Japanese superstars participated in negotiations and played major roles in guiding these trade and acquisition discussions to success. This is unprecedented. Having your best players actively involved in recruiting future teammates shows the level of buy-in and leadership these guys bring to the organization. It also gives the Dodgers a massive competitive advantage because players want to join teams where the superstars are engaged and committed to winning. Friedman outlined very specific goals during the emergency meeting. He wants to complete the reinforcement plan over the next 2 weeks with clear progress at all 3 positions. If we accomplish this, Friedman said, the Dodgers would not just be strong, but invincible. The conference room reportedly fell silent for several seconds before thunderous applause broke out. Friedman's words weren't just promises. They were a detailed plan for maintaining and expanding the empire. This is how championship organizations operate. They don't rest on past success. They immediately identify weaknesses and attack them aggressively before competitors can catch up.
The Dodgers' approach also reveals their long-term thinking. By targeting players in their prime years and structuring contracts with built-in flexibility through options and incentives, they're maximizing value while minimizing risk. The 4-year deal for Diaz with a club option for year 5 is a perfect example. If he performs well, they have him locked in at a reasonable rate. If he declines or gets injured, they have an exit strategy. This is sophisticated roster management that separates elite front offices from average ones. Critics like John Heyman will continue saying the Dodgers are buying championships, but that narrative completely misses the point. Yes, they spend money, but so do the Mets, Yankees, and other big market teams. The difference is how the Dodgers deploy that capital. They identify market inefficiencies, they develop talent internally, they build championship culture, they make smart short-term moves without sacrificing long-term sustainability, and most importantly, they create an environment where the best players in the world want to come play. The acquisition of Edwin Diaz addresses one of the few weaknesses this team had. Despite winning back-to-back championships, their bullpen depth in high-leverage situations was a concern. Adding a proven closer with Diaz's track record immediately solves that problem. If they successfully add Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker, this roster becomes even more frightening. Imagine a lineup with Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Tucker, and Bichette. That's 5 legitimate MVP caliber players in the same lineup. How do you pitch around that? The rest of Major League Baseball should be terrified right now because the Dodgers aren't satisfied with 2 championships. They want to build a dynasty that rivals the greatest teams in baseball history. They have the financial resources. They have the front office brilliance. They have the player development system. They have the championship culture. And now they're actively adding more elite talent before anyone else can even catch their breath from this season. This is what separation looks like. This is how you turn good teams into legendary organizations. So here's what I want to know from all of you. Should the rest of baseball be worried about the Dodgers' aggressive offseason strategy? Is this level of spending and talent accumulation good for the sport, or does it create competitive imbalance?